I'm trying to make a point. Listen to the whole video for you to get the point. Otherwise, you will miss the whole point, especially if you are married, especially if you are a sister. Pay attention to this. I'm going to tell you a story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he lived in Sham, but his son Ismail was in Hijaz. He was in Mecca. So he would come and visit his son Ismail. One time he came to his son Ismail's house alayhim salam, and he knocked on the door, and Ismail's wife opened the door, and she asked for, Ibrahim said, "Where is your husband?" She said, "Oh, he's not here. He's out working for us. He's doing his job." Then he asked the wife, "How is your food?" The wife said, "Oh, our food is only water and dates." Then he asked her, "How is everything going? How is your life?" She started complaining about her life. She started criticizing every single thing that she has. She was saying all kind of bad stuff about her family to this man. She doesn't know the man. Then at the end, when she was done talking, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, "Give my salam, my greetings, to your husband and tell him to change the lock of the house, to change the lock of the door." And he left. Then later on, when Ismail came home to his wife, he asked, "Did anybody stop by? Did anybody come by?" She said, "Yes. An old man came by. He looked like this and he looked like this." She gave him the description. Ismail said, "That is my father. What did he say to you?" The wife said, "He said to change the lock of the house." Then Ismail alayhi salam understood, and he said, "That means to divorce you. That's my father, and he's telling me to divorce you. Go back to your family." Then after a while, after many years, Allah knows when, how many years later, Ibrahim came back again, and now Ismail remarried. This is a different wife. Ibrahim came back from Sham because his wife Sarah and Ishaq were in Sham, and Ismail was in Mecca. After Ibrahim came back, he was on his horse or mule. He knocked on the door, and the wife of Ismail, this is the other wife now, opened the door, and he asked her, "How is everything going?" She said, "Alhamdulillah, everything is going well." He asked her, "How's your food?" She said, "Alhamdulillah, we have a lot of food, we have a lot of meat, we have a lot of milk." He asked her, "How's everything else going?" Then she said, "Alhamdulillah, everything is going very well." Then she noticed that he was a traveler, and she wanted to present food to him so he can eat. Then he said, No, thank you." And he said to her, "Where is your husband?" She said, "Oh, he's out, he's working." Then he said, Ibrahim alayhi salam said to the wife, "When your husband comes back, tell him that the lock of the door is good, and keep the lock the way it is." Meaning, don't change it. Keep it the way it is. And he left. Ibrahim left. Then later on, when Ismail came back to his wife, he asked her, "Did anybody come by?" And she said, "Yes. An old man came by. He looked like he was a traveler. He looked like this." She gave him the description. And Ismail alayhi salam said, That is my father. Did he tell you anything? Did he leave a message? And the wife said, yes. He said, the lock of the house is good. Keep the lock the way it is. And Ismail said, that means you are a good wife and to keep you and never to let you go. Now, the moral of the story is the first wife, she complained and she told all the secrets to this stranger, and she told other people about her family affairs, about what's going on in her family and what's happening in her household and what's happening between her and her husband. A wife should never do this. Never. 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 A wife should never tell anyone outside of her household about what's happening in her house. Never. She should not tell anything to her parents. She should not tell anything to her family, to her friends, to her siblings. Nobody. Nothing. And that's why Ibrahim, when he saw this wife, that she is complaining and that she is telling everybody what's happening in her household, and that she's not keeping any secret, like she's the wife of his son, she's telling everybody what's happening and she's complaining to everybody. That's why Ibrahim left the message and said, change the lock. And Ismail got the message, change the lock means divorce this wife. This is not a good wife for you. A good wife will never talk about her husband, will never share her affairs, what's happening in her house with other people. She never says anything bad about her household, about her husband. Whether she's poor, she has food, or she's starving, or she's struggling, she's going through hardship, whatever the situation may be, she never complains to other people, and she never discloses what's happening in her house to other people. This is a good wife. Sister, be like this. If you're married, do not disclose your affairs, your husband's business, what's happening in your household, your husband's problems, whatever's happening in your household. Do not tell anybody, even your parents, your family, your friends. Keep it in your household and always say good things about your husband. Say positive things about your husband, like this story that I just told you about Ibrahim alayhi salam. Go back to the video again and watch it a couple times until you get the memo. This is a true story and it's got strong beneficial message for all Muslim women. Learn from the story, implement it and use it.